You guys are with the observation book, isn't it? Okay. I think more than 3 weeks over, right? By taking lab session. Yes. Anyone remember that what we did in the last lab? So last lab we did what we did? Half adder, full adder, half subtractor, full subtractor, software part, simulation part we have done, isn't it? Anyone remember it? Howda? Okay. Take the next question. Given a four variable logic expression, simplify it using appropriate technique and realize the simplified logic expression using 8 to 1 multiplexer IC and implement the same in the HDL. So we need to implement 8 is to 1 max. But how many variables they are given? They are given the 4 variables. So 8 to 1 max means we need to reduce. Huh? Oh, 62. ಶುರು ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಕೂತ್ಕೊತಿದ್ವಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬೇಕಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಕೆಲಸ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ಈಗ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬೇಕಾದ ಕೆಲಸ ಐತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಇದನ್ನ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Copy the question. Copied. Finished copying. Copy it fast. Just copy the question. Finished now? Why you guys are coming so late? Better we will remove the auto lock. Auto admission. We should do that. Copied question. Okay. So what is there in the question? So guys, once again I'll repeat. In the last lab, we have done the half adder, full adder, half subtractor, full subtractor for VHDL code. Correct, right? Today lab we will do it for 8 is to 1 multiplexer. So they are given four variables. So we have four variables logic expression. Simplify it using the appropriate technique. So they have not mentioned which technique. Okay. Realize the simplified logic expression using the 8 is to 1 multiplexer IC. So we have multiplexer ID ready. Then we are going to implement the same in HDL. So how can we realize using the 8 to 1 mux? 1 mux means for 8 to 1 mux, 3 variables are enough. But here they are given 4 variables. So what to do now? What to do now? Should we reduce one variable? Should we reduce it? So which technique we can use? Anyone remembers it? Bassa. Yes, Ankita is correct. We can use MEV or map entered variable. By using the MEV or map entered variable technique, we can reduce the one variable. Bus is not to reduce the variable Lavanya. Bus is replaced by the number of signals which does the same function. The number of logic inputs which is going to do the same function that will be replaced by the bus. Okay, here now to reduce four variable to three variables we are going to use the MEV technique. So in the question itself expression won't be there. Okay, so this is the expression. So default expression this will be there, but it is up to the examiner. If they want, they can change this expression. So whatever the expression they give, you should know how to solve this. Okay, don't mug up the equation and all. It's depend on the examiner. If they want, they can change, or it will be remain as it is. So for VHDL code, no need to solve all these things, but however I will teach. Okay, hope you people everyone forgot that, right? Let me repeat this once again. Okay, so simplify the function using a MEV technique. So whatever the min terms are there in this min term place, we need to write the output one. In don't care places, we will be writing x. Other remaining functions will be 0. Correct, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, because 4 variables. Okay, now I am reducing this 4 variables to 3 variables. So when I want to reduce that 3 variables, it will become 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power of 3, means 16 to 8, means we are going to reduce 50% of the combination. Correct, right? So this 0 1 I will take it as a 1, 2 3 as a 1, 4 5 as a 2, 6 7 as a 3, because I want to reduce 16 to 8. Similarly, how to combine? See, when you take the first two combination, one bit is deferred. one bit is deferred, that is LSB bit. LSB bit is deferred. First three variables, that is A, B, C, are same. The last variable D is varying by one bit. When you take the second group, that is also same. First three bits are same, LSB bit is differing. Again, next two combinations also same. Like that, when you combine with the last LSB bit, the first three bits are same. So, with irrespective of this, we are going to combine. So, this is the function. This column represents the function. So, wherever 2, 3, 4, 5, 13, 15 are there, see 2, 3, 4, 5. 13, 15 in that places place 1 wherever don't cares are there 8, 9, 10, 11. 8, 9, 10, 11. Please the don't care entries remaining all places are 0. Now how to obtain this? So check this, check the output well. For the first if both the values are 0 with irrespective of value of the LSB bit, write 0. When both the functions of the values are 0 with the respective value of LSB bit or the variable t, write the 0. Here also both the output values are 1, no need to worry about the d value. Next to 2 also 1, don't worry, it's 1. Next to 2 are 0, so don't worry about the LSB bit value. One second guys. Okay, so here also both are 0 with the respect of d value, so 0. Here both are don't care, consider it as a don't care. Next two combinations are don't care, take it as a don't care. Now check here, so for these two combination the output values are differing. When the values differs, check the value of d, check the value of d. So what is the value of d? The value of d here is 0. When the value of d is 0, the output value is 0. When the value of d is 1, the output is 1. So we can see it's equivalent to d. It is equivalent to d. So that I will consider it as a d. That I will consider it as a d. Take the next two combination. So here what about output? Output also it's like a 0 1. So when the function values differs, check the value of the LSB bit. So LSB bit is 0, so output is 0. LSB is 1 or d equal to 1, output is 1. So this is also equal to d, so here I will take it as a d. Okay, suppose instead of 0 1, if I have 1 and 0 here, what you're going to take? What to take there? When d equal to 0, output is 1. When d equal to 1, output is 0. What to take? So we need to take d bar. Very good. So here for this equation d bar is not there, but depending on this expression you may obtain d bar also. Okay, so that's the reason don't mug up the values here. So if the expression changes, even these things will get changed, so what we need to take, we reduced 16 outputs to 8 outputs. See, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So D naught, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7. Guys, any doubts in reduction? Any doubts in the reduction? So now we need to write the truth table. Okay, before moving to the truth table, we should realize, correct, right? We should realize means for to obtain this as a function or for this minimized expression, we need to rig up the circuit or we need to realize the circuit using, we need to realize using 8 is to 1 multiplex. Okay, So what do you mean by multiplexer? Aryan? Aryan? Aryan is there? So if you want lab attendance, as soon as I call your name, better you answer. Okay. Ah, Aryan, you there? Oh, very good. What do you mean by multiplexer? Unmute and explain. Unmute. Aryan, you there, right? Unmute. Ah, answer pa. What is multiplexer? Yeah, you're audible, Aryan. Oh, here we are using analog signal also. Oh, Harshit Singh. Harshit. ಆಟೋ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ತೆಗೆದಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಆಟೋ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ತೆಗೆದಂಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟೋ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕು ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು ಅದೇನೆ ಆಟೋ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕು ಅವಾಗ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಏನೋ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಬ್ರೌಸರ್ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನೇ ಆಯ್ ಅಂತ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾವತ್ತು Yeah, sure. Okay, sir. So now can you unmute your mic? Unmute yourself. ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರಂತೆ It's okay. ಇನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರ Now you unmute. Are you here still? ಅದೇ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ತೆಗೆದು whom I called? Arshit. Arshit, can you explain what is multiplexer? Arshit, unmute. You can start. Arshit. Arshit, unmute and speak. Mic not working. Oh, isn't it? Okay, type in the chat box. Type, type it in the chat box. Suchita? Suchita, you there? We are talking about details. You want to go for analog circuits. Suchita. Give me the legal answers. How much you know, how much you have understood, you tell me, sir. I have never spoke all those things, whatever you said.
Indirect the analog signal, all those things have I said. So, that's what you read about it, sir. From where you read, sir, please don't read from any source
Yes,
that you are
Suchita is
getting
not
that
here.
thing, sir. That is no way concerned with our syllabus and you will lose your marks, sir. Yeah, it's not appropriate sources, sir. There is a textbook prescribed for that. Please go through it. And whatever the answer you gave, it's completely wrong, sir. Rather than telling it as a wrong, it is not required for us, sir. We computer science students, if we don't deal with all these
Arshit, even keyboard is not
procedures
working.
and all, and just for knowing perfectly
It takes input signal and gives the
knowing that it will
single
just
output
nothing
signal.
bad in that.
How many
So
inputs it will take?
that will not get you any marks.
How many inputs?
At least I'm happy that you unmuted yourself and you talked something. For that, I'm giving you.
Manik?
Once again, when I ask questions, please
Manik Chauhan?
and please listen to the class.
Aryan, your turn is over. Manik Chauhan.
You should come offline. In general, I'm thinking.
Manik, can you unmute and answer?
Appreciate me. Yeah?
Manik.
Let's see. Okay, sir. At last, at the end of the day, it's
Nobody knows the
supposed
answer
to
for
fail the
multiplexer. Oh my
exam and
god.
not me, right? Okay, that's it. Okay. Okay, sir. Bye. Thank you.
So
Sudarshan
it's
bhai is there?
waste of time. At least
Sudarshan?
anyone, 2 power inputs.
Sudarshan?
Yes, Chakravartan said 2 power inputs. Okay.
Nishant?
Anyone unmute and tell the definition of multiplexer.
Pradeep?
Combinational circuit maximum of 2 to the power of n data
Ravi?
inputs. What combinational circuit?
Sujakta?
Which take many inputs and
Omkar?
gives out one single output. Okay, based on what it will give, which takes many
Aniket?
input and give one. Well, it is going to take many input. Mhm.
Nilisha? Nayana?
Yes, based on the selection lines, combination of the
Navya?
selection lines, it is going to select the one single output.
Priyanka?
People are saying multiple input line. It's not going to take the multiple input line. It will take only one input line that will be represented at the output line. Based on the value of the selection line,
Yeah.
input will be selected and same input will be reflected at the output line. See, you guys don't know the definition of multiplexer, then remaining things how you people will remember and write for the exam, really don't know.
Let's
So your multiplexer IC number is
what what is there of
74151.
the control line for input
Mux
and output?
IC is
Let's discuss about this.
74151. Here we are using
What
the
all
NOT
is
gate
next?
also, patch cords and trainer kit. So this is the circuit.
That's all you
Okay,
know.
how to recap. See pin number you see. So this is a 16 pin IC. This is a 16 pin IC.
Okay, so that
Whatever the inside structure is there of
yeah,
IC, that is fixed. You cannot change. So 16th pin should be connected to VCC. Pin number 8. Pin number 8 should be connected to ground. Hope you remember. If it is 14 pin IC, 7 for ground, 14 for VCC. This is 16 pin IC. 16 should be connected to VCC. 8 should be connected to ground.
you
Okay.
also know only the connection.
So pin number 5 should be connected to output. Pin number 5 should be connected to output. So these things are fixed. You cannot change this. Okay. So D naught is there in pin number 4, D1 is there in the pin number 3, D2 is there in pin number 2, D3 input is there in the pin number 1, D4 is there in the pin number 15, D5 is there in the pin number 14, D6 is there in the pin number 13, D7 input D7 it should be connected to pin number 12. Pin number 7 should be connected to low. Low means it should be connected to input symbol and make it as a 0. So pin number 9, 10, 11 are your selection lines. Pin number 9 is S2, pin number 10 is your S1, pin number 11 is S0. So this internal pin you cannot change. So you should remember pin number 4 means input D0. Pin number 1 means input D3. So for pin number 1, please don't give D0. D0 should be there in the pin number 4 itself. So this will be there. This part will be there. How to do the remaining connection? How to do the remaining connection? So you should see here. You should see here. So out of D0 to D7, how many ones are there? Two ones are there. Which are those? D1 and D2. D1 and D2. So here,
Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah. Classes are done. So guys, what at least to complete telling that no, like what happens after that. So
see. So out of D0 to D7, D1 and D2 are 1. D2, D1, D2 are 1.
Nowadays, are you there?
D1 is here, D2 is here. Okay, from pin number 3 and pin number 2. Pin number 3 and pin number 2, that is your D1 and D2 should be connected to input high. Should be connected to input high. See here, D2 and D2 are shorted and it is connected to pin number high.
Tell fast. here you have the truth table. Let me come to the
Yeah.
truth table here.
Okay.
So we have the
So
truth table.
from this, so D1, D2 are high. Correct, right? Have I unmuted? Okay. So D1, D2 belongs to the pin number 2, 3. So these two pins should be connected to input high, or it should be connected to input and make that value as a 1. Next, check how many are 0. So D0 and D3. D0 and D3 are 0. D0, D3 means pin number 4 and pin number 1. So these are connected to input, make it as a low. Make it as a low. Next, D4 and D5. D4 and D5. So it is connected to don't care. Correct, right? Which pin number it is? D4, D5. D4, D5. So yeah. So usually don't care entries we will take it as a 1. Usually we will take don't care as a 1. Correct, right? So pin number 14 and 15 as a D4 and D5 should be connected to input I. However, you have a connection for input I. Just short these two with another patch cord, connect from ear to ear. That's it. Next, what we left out? D6 and D7. Correct, right? So you people know that once we should take D equal to 0 and once we should take D equal to 1, we used to fill the MEV, then we used to write the final expression. Hope you remember the theory part. Same way here also, pin number 6, sorry, D6 and D7 are pin number 12 and 13 are connected to D. So once you need to take D equal to 0, once you need to take D equal to 1. So you will be having two truth table. So 16 is connected to VCC, 8 for ground. Pin number 5 should be connected to output. Pin number 9, 10, 11 are selection lines. Pin number 9, 10, 11 are selection lines. So where the selection lines should be connected? Selection lines should be connected to input pins only. Selection line should be connected to input lines because you will be changing the value of the S0, S1, S2. That's the reason these things should be connected to the input line. So this is the way of realizing the 8 is to 1 marks. Now, if I change the expression, logic expression, will the connection changes in the circuit? Guys, if I change the expression f of abcd equal to sigma something something, will the connection changes or the connection remains as it is? This connection I'm speaking, this circuit connection remains same or it will changes?
So we are going to define the input as well as output types. Okay, let's get started with the entity thing. And we also know that
No
whatever the
reply.
entity name that I am giving here, the same name should go. Right now I am not saying
Just
my
to
file.
type yes no, or should I to expect answer yes or no? How long you want me to wait?
Okay. So once I save my file, so what I should do, what is the name that I should give? If to be in a data set input of the
Exactly.
entity name.
Exactly. So this connection changes. So will selection lines also changes? Selection line changes? Just I want yes or no. Selection lines also changes? Hey, how come selection line changes pin number? Selection line pin number won't change. Output pin number won't change. Low enabled input won't change. Then 16.8 won't change. The only changes with D0 to D7. Connection only changes with this part. Guys, please remember connection only changes with this part. All this remaining will be as it is. Okay. Any doubts? So this is how we are going to rigging up the circuit. So this is the way how we are going to write the truth table. So here we are written d equal to 0. Here we kept d equal to 1. So d naught, d1, d2, d3, d4, d5 are don't care. So that we will take it as a 1. d6, d7 are d. So here d value is 0. So we will take it as a 0. Here d value is 1. So we will make d6 and d7 are 1. So based on the selection line, input will be selected and same value reflected at the output. See, when it's not all three are 0, D naught will be selected, underneath dot 0 is there, so it will be reflected at the output. For example, 0 1 1 is fed. Selection lines are 0 1 1. D3 will be selected. What is the value of D3? 0. So output side is 0. If you feed 1 0 1, so D5 will be selected. So what is the value of D5? 1. So that will be selected at the output side. So this is how actually your multiplexer works. Now we'll see the program. So we are going to execute it in the model sim. So this is the code. So this is the code to write your, so here file, open, source, VHDL. So this is the editor where to write your code. So what is the line of the code here? This is to are like your header file. So we are using the IEEE library. In the IEEE standard logic, we are going to use all this. Okay, under IEEE standard, we are going to use all this inbuilt function. Then we have entity part. So entity is followed by entity name. So this entity name and the program what you are going to save with name should be same. Hope you remember it, and in the last class you noted it. So entity followed by entity name. Here we are given the entity name as a marks is. So what we are going to define in the port? In the port we are going to define the input output ports. We are going to define input output ports. So what is this? I indicates input. How many inputs are there? Seven inputs. So I in standard logic vector. So here we have 0 to 7. So in that we are going to use in terms of vectors. So this is I is the input, standard logic vector 7 down to 0. 7 down to 0 means it will like start like 7, 7a 6, like that it will go on up to 0. Then we need selection line. Selection line, 3 selection line. Is the selection lines are input or output? They are input. So in standard logic vector 2 down to 0. Okay, next we want z output. Z out represents the variable of the output variable. So that is the out standard logic. Ma'am, here we are used vector. Why we not here? So here we are using more than one signal, but output only one signal. That's the reason here we are not going to use the vector. Here we have used the vector. Here entity part we will get over. So end by entity name. End followed by entity name. Next, the architecture part. So what is the architecture part? Architecture part can be done using the three models. Three models are there. To write the architecture, we can use the three different ways. So first one, I think we have done using the data model, but this one we are going to write based on the behavior model. So architecture is written based on the behavioral model of entity box one is. So we are going to begin the architecture. So what is this Z out? Z out is the output. So what will be the output? So this is your assignment operator. Assignment operator. When selection line is, see guys, whatever the variables you have defined here, same thing you have to use because these are the case sensitive. When selection line equal to 0 0 0, I naught will be selected and that will be assigned to your Z out. If this case fails, else check the selection line. When selection line equal to 0 0 1, I1 will be assigned to J naught. else selection equal to 010, I2 will be assigned to your Z out. For 011, I3 will be assigned to Z out. For 100, I4 will be assigned to Z out. 101, I5 will be assigned to Z out. 110, I6 will be assigned to Z out. If none of these combination, the left out combination is triple one. When that it is there in your input, I7 will be assigned to Z out. So now I am going to end the architecture with the model name, that is your behavioral, because here we have used the behavioral model. Any doubts in the program?
Very simple. So that you look at it like it is now just he explained
Any doubts in the code? It's a very simple logic.
right? So whenever the selection is no, I not will be selected. Correct? That same thing is there. What will be your Z out value? Z out will be value of I not when the decline value is 0, 0. How are you representing that? Z out is not when SPL is equal to 0, 0. So like this, how many possibilities are there? So like this, 8
Okay,
different
once you are done,
possibilities are there.
you need to save it. Once you are done this, you need to
So in this which case, what you're going to
change the program. Okay, what is the entity name here is? Entity name is mux.
so whatever the evaluation switch off, whatever the matches,
So I
then
need to save it
aside
mux 1. Is it mux 1 only?
things which is defined
Yes,
only in
mux
that.
1.
Similarly, if your
Mux
SCL
1.
value matches,
Mux 1. So here it will change. Before it was untitled. Now it is changed to mux 1.
SCL matches,
Okay.
SCL value
So
matches
once it is
Y, then
changed,
you will assign
next
Z out with the value of
you need to check the folder work here. So under the workspace, you will be having the work folder. Suppose sometimes workspace won't be there, that time go to view, click on the workspace. See, if now I unchecked, so workspace is not there. Go, if it is not there, go to view, click on the workspace. So you will get the workspace folder. In the workspace folder, you have a folder called work. You have a folder called work. So just click on the plus symbol. Just click on the plus symbol.
has to happen. So what are the options I have? I just have only these 8 options. I cannot get, there is no wrong output. Okay. So what do you have? If at all, if you have done it properly, you will get down. If not, you will not get down. Only 2 possible. Okay. So here and all, there is no chance of making mistakes.
Let me check file name.
So that's why
Mux one.
binary representing numbers in binary is very, very important.
So no error.
0, 1, 2, 3,
So go to Mux. Now it will get added. So once it is done, go to compile. Compile your program by giving the name compile. If there are no error, you won't get anything. If you have any error, you will get a red line here. For example, see, I will remove the semicolon here and I'll try to compile. See, I'll get, if there are any errors, you will get it in the red line. Okay. If there are no errors, then you'll get like this. Okay. If you won't get any red line here, or from default color, if you get any other color, then it which means that it's a error free. Then go to workspace. Under the work folder, you can see the your entity name or your program name. So right click on your program, go for simulate, go for simulate. So once it is successfully simulated, you can see this. So again in your program, again under the instance, you can see your program here. Again under instance, you can see your program. Right click on the program, add to wave all items in design. Add to wave all items in design. So you will get the waveform. You will get the waveform. So here you can see object as well as wave default. So now here you need to change the value of selection line and value of the input. Z out you should not change. The Z naught will be given by the your program, correct, right? So just you need to change the selection line and the input line. So here also you can see IN selection line, here also you can see selection line. Please guys keep it in the mind, you are going to change the input values under the objects. Here blue color, wherever you can see the variables under the blue color, that is the place you can change the input values. Ma'am, how can I change the input values? Okay, let me change the input values, selection slice later, because that I want to vary. Let me change the input. See, one also you can change. So here plus symbol is there. If you click on the plus symbol, all the 8 will be splitted. So one also you need to change, one input you need to change. Ma'am, I don't want to change all the inputs one time, single time. Everything I need to change in a one stretch. So right click, force, right click on the input symbol, right click on the input symbol, click on the force. So here you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 u 8 u means 8 input values are undefined. So now I need to change all the 8 inputs. Ma'am, I don't want to change all the 8 ones, I want to change only one. You can split it, right click, force. See how many u's are there? Only one u is there. So that is left to you how you want to change. So can you give me the 8 numbers, anyone? You only give me the 8 values. I not twice 7.
On the simulate. As soon as you click the simulate, so your screen gets changed. Okay. So then you need to see something called as object window. If it is not there, I have explained you even in the last class what you need to do. Go to view, select object. New screen will be visible.
Anybody give the 8 binary numbers
sequence.
sequence?
So go to view and click on workspace. Okay. So these are the three windows which you should have. Okay. So
Guys, if you forgot to note down the steps, please note down the steps.
you should have your
How to execute the program.
when you simulate your program.
Hey, ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಕೊಟ್ರಿ 8 values na?
When you should have the output.
What should be the input? Please give it.
Side by side. Okay, you should have workspace window. You can make a note of it. If it is not
10101011.
you can go to view and you can select it. Okay, so you should see side by side workspace window, object window.
10101011. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Yes, 8 inputs. Okay, so see, as soon as I enter, from u is changed to the number what I assigned. So if you may get confused, what is I naught, what is I1, what is I2. Just expand it. So I naught is 1, I1 is 1, I2 is 0, I3 is 1, I4 is 0, I5 is 1, I6 is 0, I7 is 1. So now how to change it? So you need to change the selection lines. Shall we go order from 00 to 111? Selection lines will you give, or shall we go sequentially from 00 to 111?
All items in the list.
Or will you give any value?
Snap guys, I repeat like this only. So this step you need to follow after simulation.
Yes, in order. Okay, fine.
Lab manual. Many times you explain how many times.
Okay, I'll change selection values. So first selection value is 000. So when it is 000, what should be output? I naught will be selected. So what is there in the I naught? 1. So Z out, still it is undefined because I have not run the program. Once I click on the run button, Z out should become 1. Just observe here. I'll click on the run button. See, Z out changed to 1. Z out changed to 1. See here again, the input values are single. If you want to split it, just click on the plus symbol here. So selection lines are 0 0 0. So when the selection line is 0 0, I should select I naught. So what is I naught? I naught is 1. So your Z out is 1. Your Z out is 1. So now I'll change the selection line to 0 0 1. 0 0 1. 0 0 1 means I1 will be selected. What is the output I1? 1 itself. So once again click on the run button. Still it is considered. See, just input will be as it is. Selection lines are changed. I S2 is 1, sorry 0. S1 is 0. S1 previously it was 0. Now I changed to 1. So it is changed from 0 to 1. So what is I, what the value is there under I2? It's, sorry, I1. So it is 1. So the output is 1. Next combination is 0 1 0.
Okay. Any changes done, you need to compile it again, you need to simulate it
Mhm.
again, you need to add the screen again.
0 1
Okay.
0.
Then only that changes will be
So once again run it.
here.
See, output is changed now. 0 1 0 means you need to select I2. I2 what value is there? 0 is there. Same value is reflected at Z naught. So what is there in I2? I2 0 is there. So your output is reflected as a 0. Next combination is 3 0 1 1. 0 1 1.
This question that you also did, right? So now also I'm
So
very sure,
see,
I'm damn sure
0 1 1
you will
means
take out the
I should select 0 0 0 1. Okay, I3 should be selected. I3 means it is 1. So it is changed from 0 to 1. Next combination 4 1 0 0 1 0 0. Okay, 1 0 0. 1 0 0 means it's a 4. So 0. So your output is changed to 0. Oh, the selection lines are changing. Inputs are same. Just I'm going to change the selection lines. Even in waveform you can see it's changing. Then 5. Selection lines I changed to 5. 1 0 1. So output change from 0 to 1. Next 6. That is double 1 0. Double 1 0. Run. So it will change. Next last combination is triple 1.
now. Only three. You want to
Mm.
cross check it again?
Okay, see here. So when it is 0, output is 1. Yes, it is 1. When it is 1, the output should be 1. It's in 1. When the input is 2, output should be 0. It is in 0. When the output is 3, input should be 1. It is in the 1. When it is input is 4, output should be 0. It is in 0. When it is 5, it should be 1. It's 1. When I6 is selected, output is 0. It's 0. When I7 is there, so output should be 1. So here it is 1. So this is how to verify the waveform. Guys, is it clear?
0, I not get selected. You are perfectly correct. Okay. So now tell me who will give the value
Anyone
of
is having
I1,
doubt?
whether you should give or someone else will give.
Should we check? Should I check to any some other sequence of input value?
Let us do like that. So you just give me the
Hemant
value
Reddy,
of
you want me
I1. What is the
to
value
check
of
for
I1
your
you want to
sequence,
give?
or is this fine?
You just understand here. Whenever select line value is 0, I naught will be your output. So what I naught
Then
can
later don't
take
get angry.
until
Ma'am
until
didn't take the sequence what I gave, what Chandrika gave for that she executed, not for me.
one you want to take it
Don't
as
feel
one.
like that. If you want, I can do it for your sequence also. Are anybody else willing to give the sequence?
Take it as 0. Okay, so this I naught
Or
will be
ma'am, what you
output
done, it's enough.
calculated when select line is equal to 0. Correct? I1 you are taking it as 0. I2 what do you want to take? Negative. ಅನ್ಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್. ಎಲ್ಲರದು ಬೇಡ. ಹೌದಾ? ಬಂದಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ.
ಯಾರು ಕಳ್ಸಿದ್ದು?
ಈಗ ರೇಖಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹಾಕಿದೆ. ಬಂತು. ಎಕ್ಸೆಲ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ PDF ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬೋಧನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ದು ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅವತ್ತು. ನಮ್ದು ಏನಿದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೋಲ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಬೇಕು ನೋಡಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಂಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
Guys, is there any doubts?
ಮೂವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ರಪ್ಪ, ಯಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಬರ್ಸ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಈಗ?
Ematma. Okay, shall we wind up then?
So you were telling me the I2 value. Yes, sir. I2, what do you want to be?
Vishwajit replied for this. From that time, I asked so many questions. For that, he was not eager.
Okay, I4.
Just to wind up the lab, he is eager.
I5. Yeah, I6.
Vishwajit, can you repeat what I explained in just 2 minutes?
I8.
What I explained from the last 1 hour, can you brief it in 2 to 3 minutes?
Okay, so when I ask you the value of IE, Avinash, right? Oh, sorry, not Avinash. What's your name?
Aryan, you want me to explain or just to show?
When I asked you the value of I was expecting from you 8 different values, 8-bit values. That's it. Okay. So now you have given me it individually. Okay, fine. Very good, sir. Thank you. So let me copy down the same values. Okay. So guys, is the screen visible? I don't know what happened. Something happened with this brightness, and I don't want to change anything. Okay. So are you telling me it's visible, right?
Vishwajit, you there? See again, no reply from his side. Hmm. ಕೇಳ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೇ. ನನ್ ಸರ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಿರೋದು MBA ಅಲ್ವಾ ನನ್ ಸರ್? ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ನ ಕೇಳು, ಅವ್ರು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರ್ಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಅವ್ರು ಬಿಟ್ಟಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಬಿಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ, ನಾಳೆ ಸಂಧ್ಯಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಂದೆ. Aryan? Aryan, you there?
Yeah.
Have you seen the
Okay.
program
So
and
if you
still you want me to display?
how he gave us the value, then what you need to do, so you
Okay.
need to keep it in the
Yes, any other
opposite
doubts?
order. What I want to do, this first one is the I7. Whatever the value you're giving here, that will go and that will sit in the I7. This value will be I6.
Okay.
This value will be
Answer attends.
I4, I3, I2, I1, I0. This is what you need
1
to
to
remember.
5.
If at all if the external gives some value, then if you enter it from left to right, then it is wrong. Okay, so you give from the opposite way. Okay, so 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So now you check, you will get similarly
6
how
to
he
10.
gave us the value. And check.
6 to 10.
Okay, so I naught is a dynamic and I1 is a dynamic. So if they as simply ask you to give any
11 to
value, then
15.
you can simply give whatever the value you wish. Okay, so if you
16 to
want
20.
some value given to be in specific, so then you have to be here. Okay, so
18,
here also
20.
you have S naught, S1 and S2. So now let us start with 0, 0, 0. When we
21
go
to
according
25.
to our truth table, so here we have the truth table. Select line 0, 0, 0 is equal to, when you have select values as 0, 0, 0, your output will
24.
be I naught. Okay, so let me just give the value
26 to
0
30.
in value. Here also three values are there. So 0, 0, 0. How did you give the value? You need to right click on the select. Okay, and you need to take up the four. Since it is a vector, here all three I can give once. Okay, otherwise you can force individual, which no one will do that. When all three we are going to select.
31 to 35.
Yeah, like that shortcut also you people. The externals ask you to give the specific value. If you get confused with the
36 to
first bit and
40.
last bit, you can simply force individual value. Okay, so that shortcut you can always use. And the same thing goes with here also. If you get selected, you get confused with the select line.
41 to 45.
So here you have, if you by heart this truth table well, so then that means
Suchita, now you are here. When I called your name, where were you?
so once this is done, so let me click the run.
Suchita.
Okay, so what was the output?
When I called your name, where were you?
The output I naught is having one. We are
Whoa.
supposed to get one
Isn't
as
it?
output.
How
And
many
you
times I
see
called your name?
we have
Not
got
while taking the attendance.
output.
When I was asking the question.
Next, that is 0, 0, 1.
See, that time itself I marked your name as absent.
1. Okay, so
What sorry?
what is the output that you are supposed to get according to
For
the
others
truth
it was
table?
audible, only for
According to the
you
truth
it's not
table,
audible.
when you
Now
select
it is
the
audible.
value, I1 should be according to the
46
value
to
of the
50.
one, I1 is having 0. Okay, so when you click, you should get 0. You are getting it 0. You can see here.
51 to
It will
55.
come from. Are you understanding this one, guys? After 0, 0, 1, you go to the
56
next
to
value, which
60.
value is 0, 1, 0, which is nothing but 2. You need to click OK. After clicking OK, you need to run it again. So it
59,
will
60.
run back. Since you have 1 for 2. Next for 3, again
61
it
to
comes.
65.
Okay. So for 3, I3 is having 0, so the wave should come. Just keep observing, it came down. Okay, so now that when I give 4 as a value, how do you give 4? 4 is represented by 100. When you keep 100 as the
69,
select
70.
line value, after clicking
70.
run, again the waveform goes up. Alternate zeros and ones is what you are. We are getting
71 to 75.
that fellow's input. Pawan or Praveen or whoever. I forgot. Okay, so this is
76 to
generated.
80.
Okay, so after the two more you need to cross check. So
80.
after 101,
Okay, 81 to 85.
710, again it should turn down after you click run. Okay, so after 110,
85 to
the
89.
last one is triple. in the one position, it will come back to zero. So guys, this is the
86 to
proper
89.
output for this program. And if you are having any doubts, you can take the screenshot of the few, and this is what you should get in the examination. Yeah, the values, the values will
Where
be
you
set.
guys will be?
Yes, sir. Who's this? Yes, sir. Tell me. Yes, sir. What value you want to
Yes.
take?
One second.
Tell me.
Anusha, is there any doubt in the
All values you
program?
want to take. How many
Unmute.
ones are over?
Unmute
One,
yourself.
two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 ones. This is what you want me
Anusha,
to
unmute
process.
yourself.
Okay. So let me click OK. And what is the select line value you want? 0, 0, 0.
Anusha, you there?
Yeah, any 8 values are allowed here. Any 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1 is allowed for SEM. Any zeros and ones combination is allowed for
Okay, she left the meeting. I'll mark her as absent.
select
Those
one
who are
value
there
and
here are
take
friends,
it
inform her.
right?
Azim,
No,
Azim, you there here?
0. And what should be the output according to the situation?
Azim, are you
I
here?
naught should get selected, correct? I naught, what is the value of I
Azim,
naught? Yeah, so here it is in the down position. So now here 0, 0, 0 select line should come and this waveform should go up.
Anasa,
See, correct? No?
Yes, ma'am.
Mansa, can you
So
explain
after
what's the
that,
program I explained?
you can change the value. It's not that you need to keep the same values for.
In student Manasa.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so next, it's not that you need to keep the same 8 bits for all the runs.
Manasa, you there? Or you also
You
left?
can keep changing. It's your wish. But nobody will keep change the values of I for each run. Okay, so now do you want me to check for any other value? Okay, so there is any other doubts? Anyone is having any other doubts?
You want me to mark absent for you also? Manasa?
So guys, did you understand? I need the response based. So this is
Okay.
the MUX program. So 3 software program, digital software programs are there. Okay, you can see the output. Okay, so here
Okay, guys.
the value what I have
We
considered
can
is
leave. One more
simple
software
one,
program is
power
there that
five,
we can do in
zero
the
one,
another lab.
verifiable